Fighting out of the red corner, standing with his head trainer, three-time Trainer of the Year, Freddie Roach, wearing green, official weight, 140 pounds. Professional record, 25 victories, including 17 knockouts, with only one defeat. He's the fighting pride of Bolton, Lancashire, England, the reigning, defending WBA super lightweight champion of the world, Amir Khan. And fighting out of the blue corner with his head trainer, four-time world champion, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, wearing black with gold, also officially weighing 140 pounds. His professional record, 41 victories, including 28 knockouts with 6 defeats. Fighting and training out of Las Vegas, from Brooklyn, New York, the three-time world champion, the reigning, defending IBF Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, Zab Super Judah.
Back it up, guys. Back it up.
All right, gentlemen. This is for both the IBF and the WBA junior welterweight titles. You've received your instructions in the dressing room. Again, I want to caution you. Any punch below this point will be called low. Any punch below this point will be called low. With that said, I want you to obey my commands. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch them up now. Let's go to it.
Both men have elite hand speed and real punching power. The odds say 4-1 that Amir Khan is too skilled, too young, too big, and too tough for Zab Judah. Judah's always in shape, but this looks like next level shape for him. He's gonna need it.
Go.
Judah says, with all his experience, he can teach Khan a lesson. Khan says, I spar with Manny Pacquiao. What exactly is Zab going to teach me? Which one has really been to graduate school? That's what we're about to find out.
It's going to be very interesting, too, that both guys predicted that their dominant weapon was going to be their jab.
You see the difference so far is the length of Khan's jab.
Emmanuel, how do you expect it to go?
Well, as I'm looking at it right now, I think having Pernell Whitaker in the camp has been a big factor. Especially mentally, which is what boxing is about, like anything else. And I think as a result, you're going to see Zab Judah trying to fight a more patient fight, not coming out of the box fast like he normally does. Most of his fights, including the fight with Mayweather, he was ahead after the first few rounds. I think he's going to be more patient, place his punches better, but overall logic says that the size and the youth of Khan would prevail.
Khan reaching to get to Judah. Judah backing straight up.
Yeah, Judah's going straight back, but one thing he's still pulling out of range was Khan has not been able to reach him effectively with the jab. What Zab needs to do is to block Khan's jab and then to return the jab of his own, but he's really just getting away from the jab.
There are a lot of fighters who aren't comfortable going backward. Zab Judah is not one of those guys. He's very comfortable fighting in reverse, setting up counter-punching opportunities for himself. And Khan is expected to be the aggressor in the fight.
Pretty precise punches in the middle of the ring just then from Khan.
I think he's doing well enough with his jab in the first round.
Khan is doing very well. He's fighting a perfect fight for him. Zab cannot get his rhythm yet. He's concentrating on defense, but he hasn't been able to mount anything offensive. And Khan's confidence has grown with each punch.
Khan saw Kaiser Mabuza hurt Judah with lead right hand, and he expects to try to use that tactical gambit to try to make his point early in the fight.
But I like the way that Khan is basically operating from his jab. He's not just running in, pushing punches, which he has did all things in the past.
Khan using his feet now. Ooh, Judah almost caught him with the left hand.
Easy counter left. Oh, and a good right hook from Judah.
And their heads crash against each other, and Zab Judah is blinking hard with the right eye. We've got that southpaw versus conventional fighter matchup. You're watching to see which fighter can keep his foot outside the front foot of the other guy, and Amir Khan just stepped right on Zab Judah's front foot.
And Zab has a lot of scar tissue from a lot of scars from years back, too. He has to be very concerned with Jimmy's corner about those touch opening up.
As expected, Khan is more active throwing punches in the first round.
Hey, look. All right, listen. That's the first round. You over it now. All right, now it's time to take the jab and stay down. Keep your chin down. Don't come up. Keep your chin down, but look. Hey, you gotta watch your head bust.
Yeah, they both came in there.
Nice job. Keeping the thing, right? Right hand tight. You have a success with that right hand. Very good. All right, hook your body is nice too. Stay in control for me, okay? All right? Okay. Feel it. Very good.
Here you see the headbutt. You come in with a collision of heads, which happens often when you have a southpaw fighting a typical right-hand fighter. Totally accidental. Very fortunate that neither one of them got a cut.
That sneaky right-hand counter hook might have been Judah's best punch in the entire round, but all in all, the reason Pernell Whitaker said, okay, you're over it now, is that Judah only threw 21 punches in the first round. Khan threw 51, and that made it a relatively easy round to score.
Judah looks like his vision may be impaired from that headbutt still. It looks like there's some swelling or some marking around that right eye.
Khan is a bigger, faster guy, and he's fighting with a lot of energy and confidence.
Well, Zab Judah told us in our fighter meeting yesterday that he is sure he's never been in the ring with anybody who had faster hands. As he said, in the first 4 rounds, my hands were faster than Mayweather's. Everybody who's been in the wild card gym and has watched Khan work out says Zab's about to see that for the first time in this fight, because definitely Khan has faster hands.
I haven't seen that so far tonight. I'd say their hand speed is comparable. I see the difference so far is that Khan has a longer reach, and he's putting his punches together.
He's way more relaxed and aggressive.
He's much more aggressive. It's just simply a game of 2 accurate punches. The guy who throws the most punches is probably going to end up taking advantage of it and winning it, and that's what's happening in this case.
Although Judah's defense, he's had his moments here, and he's avoiding and blocking a lot of Khan's shots.
He's doing a lot of what Pernell told him, which was going down underneath the punches. He's doing that very effectively, but he's got to return something back. But I think that eye is bothering him, and that may be a big factor going down the fight.
Good, quick little left hook inside by Khan. A check hook as Judah came by.
Judah's always been a pot shotter, meaning he looks for openings and mistakes in his opponent's offense, and he jumps in with one hard shot, hoping to hurt his opponent.
Hey, you guys have mentioned the eye. Judah's now bleeding from both the nose and the mouth.
We've seen Judah's face a bloody mess in the past.
Khan forcing a right hand. Now rips Judah with the left.
Judah needs to jab a little bit. I mean, he's going back. He's strictly on the defense, and he's letting those sharp puncher throw too many punches without returning punches back.
For a guy who was seen in the past as a fast starter, Zab Judah has allowed Amir Khan to dominate the first 2 rounds fairly easily, simply by throwing many more punches. Judah doesn't look comfortable quite yet.
Well,
hard right hand by Khan. And a couple little body shots that Khan got in.
when Emmanuel mentioned Amir Khan's momentum in his career, I think you're seeing the manifestation of that here, the level of confidence he has early in this fight.
And look at the size advantage. His back is considerably wider.
Yes, that's the first thing I noticed right there. And he's using that advantage too, because he's pushing the fight, forcing his weight instead of just dancing around. He's moving forward.
July 28th, tune in to Derek Jeter 3K, a rare behind-the-scenes look at the Yankee captain as he approached and ultimately passed the 3,000 hit mark. And looking forward to August, catch the next real sport. Find out why American tennis, which used to be so dominant in the sport, is at perhaps its lowest point ever.
All right, well, first of all, I got to get you to hit him with that jab and bring that left hand close. Okay? Don't relax with him, man. Think to the referee says break, okay? All right, keep your hands up at all times, okay? He's trying to get a second shot in there.
Everything okay?
It's very good, okay? The uppercut's working good, the body shot. Did you have the body?
Amir Khan in the first 2 rounds has connected on 24 punches by CompuBox count. Zab Judah has landed 6. So the bottom line is that Amir Khan has gotten out of the gate, and Zab Judah is stuck there, trying to get himself started in the fight.
Judah's never beaten an elite opponent. The closest thing he's beaten a lot of good fighters, but every time he steps up to the top, you feel upper echelon, he's lost, unless you consider Corey Spinks an elite fighter, and I don't think he was quite. This would be a first for Judah if he could pull off the upset.
Judah with a wild swing there. Looks as though he wants to try to make his punching power a factor in the fight now.
One hand, guys, one hand.
Right hand by Khan.
And what we're also seeing, therefore, might be an indication that Khan is already an elite fighter.
Well, I'm very impressed with Khan, not just the boxing, but his physical strength. He looks like a welterweight in now with a junior welterweight. He looks very physically strong, and he's fighting the perfect fight for his physical advantage as well as his hand speed.
They're talking about going to 147 pounds. Some say that would be about the money, but Khan is clearly getting bigger. This is a bigger physical specimen than we saw in the ring against Maidana in December.
Yes, and even though Zab is ducking and making nice moves, the physical size is really bothering him a lot.
Dad mentioned having Pernell Whitaker in the corner. It's like Scottie Pippen in '93, you know, scrimmaging against Michael Jordan. In fact, Amir Khan is the one sparring Manny Pacquiao all the time. He's the guy in there with Michael Jordan.
And when you tried to compliment Khan for having done well in sparring sessions with Pacquiao, he's very balanced about that. He always points out, we're sparring, we're wearing 16-ounce gloves. My fight schedule isn't the same as his. It doesn't really mean anything. That's an intelligent point of view for Khan.
Yes, and he's going to be very delicate, too, because he's playing with one of the great legends, and to be bad-mouthing and saying he's winning, it would not be proper.
Dad is not fighting a terrible fight. He's in obviously ridiculous shape, and he has everything to fight for here, and he's being routed so far, turning into a bit of a rout.
But he almost landed one of those sneaky left hands that he hides and then throws from the left side. The punch that White caught Miguel Cotto on the chops in the first 3 rounds in Madison Square Garden and almost had Cotto in big trouble before Cotto was able to turn the fight back around. Khan has been close to getting caught by a couple of big Zab Judah counterpunches, but generally has been in control for all 3 rounds. Good right hand by Khan, and he follows up in a hurry.
That's the way you work that body, son. That's the way. It's very nice. All right. Now, Amir, remember, don't stay in the pocket too long, okay? You saw him go with that uppercut, right? He's short with it, right? If you're in the pocket, I got to get some rounds. I got to get you to use the jab. I got to put some pressure on this man. All right? I got to put some punches on him. I got to put some punches on him. I got to have him in 3s and 4s. All right? Going off the jab. Give me my shot. That left hand. Put it up. Throw it somewhere. Hit him through the body. Come on. You got it. Hey, you special.
Pernell Whitaker seems frustrated so far with his charge. Freddie Roach is never very different in the corner. Khan has landed 37 punches to only 10 for Judah in the first 3 rounds. Harold, how do you have it so far?
Look at Jim, 3-0, 30-27, Amir Khan. Yeah, Jim, the key to this fight is Amir Khan gets off first. He gets off first each and every time. He's pushing Zeb Judah back. He's landing his straight right hands, and he's keeping Zeb on the defensive. By getting off first, he's dominating this fight. When he circles to the right. He's going to try to square up on Judah, which is the wrong way to go because you're going right into Judah's strong left hand. But be as it may, Amir Khan, by landing that first punch, controlling the fight 3-0.
He says that he's circling that way, Harold, because Judah circles the wrong way, too. Circling to his left and coming toward his strong right hand.
Well, I know one thing. Zab has got to start punching because he's systematically being destroyed, broken down. He's got to let something go regardless, and that's what Purnell is excited about. He makes that little duck down move, but it's a great defensive move, but he doesn't punch from that position. He should be coming back with a left uppercut. He just drops down as a defense move.
And that's what Whitaker was yelling at him to do.
As you said that, Emmanuel, you saw an example of it. He ducked down very nicely, avoided a 4-punch combination, did not fire anything in return.
But the physical weight and strength of this man coming over his shoulder, over top of him, is going to drain him. Just like I said right there, even though he's avoiding the punches, physically it's draining him because the man is coming in, charging into his body, and he's physically not strong enough anyway as it is to me.
You know, the other thing is that Khan can hit Judah from a distance that Judah cannot return fire. There's the advantage in size and height and reach.
Khan is fighting an exceptionally smart fight. And Harold made the key point. Khan is getting off first, beginning the exchanges. Judah finds himself trying to follow up with a few body punches after Amir has done something upstairs. Judah himself had a new physical conditioning program coming in. He's working with Victor Conti, former head of the Balco Labs, is also working with one other boxer, Nonito Donaire. Conti, of course, says that his days as a steroid teacher and abuser of competitive standards are over. Good right hand by Khan.
You know, you made a very good point, Max. I was just getting ready to say it when he got hit that. At a certain distance, Zab can get back, but he can't. But still, Khan can land, and he can't land at a certain distance. And he's not closing that gap. He can pull back from punches, but he can't return punches because his arms are too short.
Well, whatever it is that Judah has to do to change this, he has not done it yet. We've seen 4 rounds of pretty much the same thing. And it's all Amir Khan. Meanwhile, let's take a look at something that happened on the undercard. Our first look with the naked eye at one of the fast-rising prospects in the sport, Gary Russell Jr. He was expected to be a member of the United States Olympic team in Beijing, fell out at the last minute before the game, has gotten off to a great start in his pro career, and what a show he put on tonight.
Unbelievable performance. Offensive, defensive, well-placed punches, hand speed. Looks like in the next year or so he's going to be a threat for any featherweight champion.
Russell is, as you can see, a southpaw out of Capitol Heights, Maryland, very compactly built, possibly a pair of the fastest hands in the sport. In fact, in calling the fight for rehearsal, we were comparing his hand speed to that of the king of the 126-pounders for the moment, Yuriorkis Gamboa.
And he keeps his hands up, Gary Russell Jr.
As opposed to Gamboa, who likes to carry them somewhere near Cuba. Through 4 rounds, Amir Khan is averaging 56 thrown, 12 landed. Zab Judah is averaging 23 thrown, 4 landed. End of story so far.
It looks like Zab's just hoping that one of those 4 does enough damage that he can go into finisher mode. But in the meantime, you know, I wouldn't say he looks finished. He's still throwing those bombs. He's still trying to execute a game plan. But, you know, he's losing every round and getting beaten up.
He looks like he just hasn't found his way into the fight tactically against a bigger man, Emmanuel.
And Khan is fighting the fight perfect at the distance where he can punch very effectively. And he's reduced Zab to primarily being a defensive fighter.
How about the precision of Khan's punches, Emmanuel, from long range?
He's doing everything perfect.
And now Judah is once again bothered by an eye after once again apparently their heads came together. And among Khan's many other advantages, he seems to survive the butts bash.
Yes, and that's amazing. The Zab is the one with the bald head, and Zab is the shorter fighter. But every time that they have collision, it seems like he gets the worst of it.
Zab's really trying to hit a home run with those uppercuts now.
Well, he saw Maidana land some uppercuts against Khan. That was regarded as one of Khan's defensive weaknesses, susceptibility to the uppercut. But, of course, Freddie Roach watches the fights, too, and he goes to work very specifically with Khan in the gym on those things that he sees from fight to fight.
I think Khan is a much improved fighter from the other fights that I've shown him. This is
That
his
left hook
best
might have hurt
performance.
Judah. Judah's a little bit wary against the ropes. Khan knows he landed the left hook well. Now goes to the right. He's busting Zab's face up.
It's pretty obvious Zab can't box with him in the middle of the ring. If that was the strategy, it's time to change. Emmanuel, what did he do?
Max, that's what you said. Just because he needs to fight. He's systematically being defeated and going to get stopped anyway. So he's got nothing to lose. He needs to let it all hang out.
It doesn't look like there's a plan B.
No, he's letting the guys out hustling. You know, he's an accurate puncher and a bigger puncher than the others, but he's not punching back enough. What he did there, he should do more.
That's the punch that Pernell Whitaker wants to see him throw.
And that's one of his best punches.
That seemed to stop Khan for a minute there. Khan got up on his toes after he took that uppercut in the gut.
Well, when he makes that little bend down to his left, he's always in perfect position to shoot that punch. Plus, that's his favorite punch anyway.
Draculich is calling this a knockdown on a body shot. Khan comes to the neutral corner. Judah clearly thought he got hit low. He's not going to make it up. This is going to be a knockout victory for Amir Khan. And Zab Judah believes that he was fouled, but he's not going to win the argument.
Did he not hear the count right in his face? Because he acted as though
he acted as though he couldn't get up. I thought his legs were done.
We're going to take a look at that soon enough and see if it was in fact low.
It was close. I think it may have been right on the belt line. Whatever
I can't see a man being in pain from a really low blow. That's the punch that hit him in the stomach that really hurt him. Because the protective cup, you're not going to be down that long.
Let's take a look at the replay and see where it was. First, the right hand upstairs. Legal or illegal, Manuel?
It's illegal, but I don't think it did that much damage. It was on the top part of the cup. I would rather have my boxer get hit there than to get hit in the stomach, because it really does. It's below the belt. It's on the belt. So legally, it would be a low blow, but I don't think it did that type of a damage.
Do you think Zab was trying to buy a penalty point?
Yes.
Harold Letterman, what's your call about this?
Let me tell you something. The rule is a shot that hits you, at the belly button or above is a legal punch. Now, I dare Emmanuel Stewart to tell me where Zab Judah's belly button is. You don't know because it's being covered by the waistband. Therefore, the shot should be legal, no doubt about it. I mean, and that's all there is to it. He hit him on the belly button. There is no doubt about it. They ought to change that blasted rule and make the rule that, a low blow is a point that we see. So they ought to make the rule anything on the waistband should be a legal blow.
If only you could be passionate about it, Harold. Let's go to Michael
I
Buffer.
agree.
Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars on the knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Mandalay Bay, referee Vic Draculich counts to 10, and the end comes at 2 minutes 47 seconds of round number 5. The winner and now the unified WBA and IBF 140-pound champion of the world from Bolton, Lancashire, England, Amir